Well, ladies and gentlemen, Bitcoin pulled the hot tour. Oh my days. What a story we have. You can't trust that Asian session, ladies and gentlemen. It always comes out with the flavor. Firstly, happy July 4th, ladies and gentlemen, everyone in the States, mad love and respect. Today is a voting day in the UK. What a day. It falls on Independence Day. Is it Independence Day in the UK? Get out of it, man. Anyways, with that being said, what's been going on? Bitcoin. Today's live stream, I'm going to be talking about why it potentially might not be over. You see, you got to look at it like this. The markets are pretty flat. NASDAQ ain't really doing too much. Nothing's happening except in crypto. You could make the assumption that the guys in Asia thought, you know what, the US session's going to be closed. We ain't going to have a window to really trade. You know what, I'm just going to get rid of it. Done. And everything gets slumped to the downside. We're going to break down the logic. And please, when I'm done with this, please comment on whether you think this is a valid assumption, okay? Because we're talking about the idea of people, if cryptocurrency is going to be going really large and it's going to expand aggressively according to a few analysts, right? And given that the first quarter, or should I say the first half of this year has seen a roughly around $780 million worth, oh, billion is it? Yes, $780 billion worth of money going into cryptocurrency, then you would only make the assumption that they're getting ready for a big event. Now, at the premiums that Bitcoin is at, I don't think that anyone would be paying that much for it. Get more people involved, make it cheaper. So in today's live, we're going to break it all down. We're going to talk about what's going on in terms of the news to understand where we're going into the end of this week, because it is Friday tomorrow, non-farm payrolls. And we know that when the US comes back from a bank holiday, they can be somewhat a bit tricky. And I'm not liking the fact that the NASDAQ and the S&P are still at the highs. We're hoping that the non-farm payrolls comes in line and shows less work is available so that the idea of a rate cut does come into play. We don't have long, ladies and gentlemen. We got 2 months until that meeting comes where the Fed, in principle, should be cutting. So let's hope for a Fed cut. We want the rates to be cut so that money can be cheaper. But historically, the market's correct around 30% every time the Fed changes its fiscal policy. Boy, man, we are going into the maddest 2024. So if you are new to today's live stream, mad love and respect. Let's have a conversation and let's get with this program. This introduction is way too long. Let's just, come on, shut up, man. All right, then. So what we got going off? Oh, my days. Look at this, man. Biden exit. And I don't know if you guys saw it. Did you see the video? And I'd like it if you guys could actually send me the link. So I can't seem to find it anymore. Find the link for the video where Trump is actually on a golf course talking about Biden's finished. Now we need to effectively sort out that Kerry girl, whatever her name is. And how's she going to be able to handle the likes of Putin and all these other world leaders? Quite frankly, you've got a better option with Trump dealing with those leaders. Let's be honest now, okay? Biden was more interested in ice cream vans in one conference. Like, what's going on there? How are any of those leaders going to take him seriously? I do actually think that when Trump he's going to win, whether we like to admit it or not. But look at the benefit of it. Stronger dollar, steeper yield curve are among early trades. Okay? Now, going into it all, it says the debate about him going to quit, he's saying that I'm not quitting at all. That's what CNN said this morning, saying that I'm going to be seeing it through and what have you. And then what usually happens is he'll end up coming out saying that I can't sustain it anymore. My health. But if I was better, then I'd be fine. So, yeah, they need to show strength, but then come down with honor, in other words. But how's that going to impact the marketplace? Well, we've got a big day going into tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen. Non-farm payrolls. Am I too high up on this microphone? I need to bring this stuff down, man. But yeah, non-farm payrolls are coming out tomorrow and the average hourly earnings. Now, I've been very, very suspicious about this data, okay? very suspicious. The only reason being is because I'm paying attention to what the data is actually suggesting. You got more job openings with less people quitting, okay? More job openings, but less people are quitting work, okay? And then you see ADP and farm employment change coming in lower, and then unemployment claims coming in a little bit higher. And then the non-farm employment change tomorrow coming in at 194 with the projection. Anything above 194,000, and they give us a surprise reading, ladies and gentlemen, anything that you have seen to the upside is going to take a shoe bag to the downside. And I think that's what could be happening. And I've said Bitcoin is the leading indicator. Bitcoin will move first. When I always say that Bitcoin is last to move is because there's probably something sinister going off with BTC. They could be getting ready to mark Bitcoin higher or get ready to rip it to the downside. Now, last night, the Platinum members, they saw success on last night's move. We projected out Bitcoin's move to the downside. And the only reason being I was expecting Bitcoin to come down was because of this green vector candle right here. So I sent it straight after the live last night, after about 6 p.m. Eastern Standard. And Bitcoin did initiate the reversal back up towards the upside around the 60,400 zone. I think it was around that amount. And then we wanted to see Bitcoin come back down to recover the green vector candle. I woke up this morning and I saw Bitcoin had actually, look at that, man. Look at how they come back straight into that green vector candle. We did it the same for Bitcoin. We did the same thing for Ethereum. Look how Ethereum was leaving the clue behind. Look, blue vector candle right there on the 5-minute time frame. And whenever you see that happening, that's because the bids and the offers, what's going on is everyone is going short. The bids are buying up. But then what happens is an influx of bids comes in and they want to offer out, which means that's going to force the market to go up, which in turn means that the guys who have been going short are going to be forced to buy to cover. Because when you close a short, it's being bought back. It's buy to cover, all right? When you close a long, it's a sell, right? And on the back of that sell is a buy order from someone else, okay? Market maker. So we saw success on that last night, ladies and gentlemen. Again, anyone interested in these sort of setups, go check out the Traders Reality website. And it's pinned to the top, or it's in the description of this live stream. So go check that out if you want to be part of the Platinum membership, where you get these sort of setups every single day. 5 days a week, 5 setups across 6 asset classes. Well, yeah, 5-6 asset classes, okay? Now, let's get in. I mean, look at that. Wow. Very wow. So, let's get with the program and why I think it's not over. Because yesterday, we said that the real move is yet to come, okay? The real move just happened. This was the move we've been waiting for. Now, I'm looking at it and I'm thinking why this move might not be over just yet. I'm going to lay out a couple of instances. And for the guys that are going to be in the comment section saying you're bullish, you're bearish, it's confusing, welcome to trading, my friend. We only care about movement and we only can speculate on what we see. When you're trading this imaginary space because we don't know. But all we can go by is what we see happening in the charts. Now, what's going on in the space of cryptocurrency? Well, look at this. Why Bitcoin is tanking to 60K when stocks keep hitting all-time highs? Dollar dominance. They're all talking about it right now. It says here, the strength of the dollar is another key factor. All right. And everyone says, when in doubt, zoom out and what have you. But then they start talking about the idea that this $9 billion worth of crypto unlocked stemming from infamous crypto exchange Mt. Gox. Remember, the actual amount, 4 billion of it is going to be pushed on spot, okay? And the rest of it, we don't know, but 4 billion of it is on spot. So, and you got these guys talking about previous cycles and what have you. Yes, it's not unusual for Bitcoin to pull these cycles, but one thing that they are addressing is the fact that when the dollar is strong and we've got an election, we've got high interest rates, we've got fluctuating yields, we've got bonds inconsistent, the Japanese yen, we weren't paying attention to these things back when Bitcoin was making its first all-time high, back when it hit that 65, 67. Because we had no issues of interest rates being too high. Money was cheap as hell. The dollar dominance was getting laid out and being played nicely, okay? Now we've got a different scenario. So any of the previous cycles that you have come to trading with, or Bitcoin cycles, okay? They could be compromised. I mean, comment in the comment section. Tell me I'm wrong. But I'm probably the only one standing here. I stand to be corrected. That saying this, that Bitcoin following the stock market, but really being a leading asset, telling us what's really going on. Yeah, I know I've said about Nvidia being the superior thing because $3.5 trillion worth of market cap, and then you've got Bitcoin with only just about 1.5. You can see where real money's going. But if real money is not going into Bitcoin and they're taking it all out, then that kind of gives me an idea as why is the stock market consistently going higher and higher and higher? The second Biden quits and then Trump goes into power, we might actually have ourselves the change in the marketplace. Now, to put things into perspective here, look at the actual Glassnode. Net unrealized profit and losses on Bitcoin. We are not yet in those worrying areas. If you can see on the far right in the green, it shows us that there's a lot of people right now. If I zoom in, you can see that the green is going down, which would then suggest that people are in denial. Bitcoin can't go up anymore, it can't go down, it can't go down. I'm going long, I'm going long, I'm going long. Okay? I hope it moves up from here. I really do hope. But what we're dealing with right now, guys, is the information that we are presented with. It's always going to be behind, but we have to understand how behavior in the market behaves. And this is where we go into the idea of the bids and the offers. But the first thing we're going to touch upon is what on earth are the miners doing in this instance? Well, check this out. Where is it? Miners. Where's my miners? Where are my miners? Here we go. The miners, according to this article, are saying that they are in capitulation. Okay, and we go down even further. Where's the other chart? It's not. Here we go. The market bottom after FTX was minus 7%, and then current drawdown after halving. So the miners are in principle at a capitulated state. Can we back that up? Well, going into the miners position index, you can see that miners are still selling. Look at this over here. They're still selling. High values indicates that we are effectively seeing miners sell. And this is where Bitcoin's price is. So they're still selling. So it would be kind of difficult to assume that miners could be in a capitulated state, because if they were really in a capitulated state, then this little purple line right here would be up here, okay? Because then that would be consistent with them selling. But they're not really in that capitulated state, which is reason one for me believing that this move lower might not be done just yet. Now let's go over to the bids and the offers. Look at what's going on here. What's the first thing you see, man? Whenever you come to this channel, you will always see this. And I personally believe that this is a true representation of where Bitcoin is likely to go based on who is prepared to buy it and who is prepared to sell it. But remember, it's inverse. Right now, everyone across the board is selling. Yay, Bitcoin is going down. Are you that person in my thumbnail with your hands in your head? Are you the ones that are getting liquidated? Hi, Block, don't let me down. Damn. Come on, here we go. Are you the ones that are getting liquidated? Let's just go and have a look at the liquidation levels for BTC right now. Oh my days, it's a bloodbath. Look at this. Look at this. Why did they not pay themselves? What were you holding on to? What were you holding on to? This is money that's being borrowed. They're taking it back. Now all the shorts are coming into play. All the told you so guys are stepping up. I ain't here to tell you told you so. I'm giving you the framework, the logical and systematical thought process to have when you're dealing with this mad industry we call cryptocurrency. Okay? Go back into the bids and the offers. Let me suggest something to you. I said it this morning to the guys in the Platinum membership. The chart in front of you is suggesting what? That there is a lot more people that are favoring lower prices. We understand that by these bids down here. Now, when we dive into this and take this and think about it logically. Earlier this week, we were looking at this one dude or a collection of orders that was to the sum of around 30 million. And it was around the 59,500 range. That order seemed to have disappeared and then it's not come back in again. Okay? Well, could he be onto something? I mean, if you're buying $30 million worth of Bitcoin, you must know a friend or a friend or a friend who's involved in something. Yeah, you've got to, okay? And maybe you don't have to be, but let's just make the assumption, okay? When we look at all the bids right here, I ain't seeing big bids. You had these bids here, 7.4. Go up, you've got 1.96. Go up here, 9.51 million. Going up, 12 million. Go here, 3 million. Up here, there or thereabouts, 983,000. And then you go up here, 5.63. On the move to the downside, that is then 3.28 million. Okay? Hold on a second. Bitcoin's going down, bruv. Earlier on over here, okay, we saw big interest coming in, okay? 17 million. And then you saw a couple of 20 millions inside of here. I don't know if they're going to be here or not. But we did see an initial reaction by them, and they marked prices up. And then we saw some more bidding over here. Nice big bid over there, 14 million. Then it shifts out. They're quickly selling. What have we been saying? They're in the markets for short-term gains. You understand that from the yields. The US Treasury yields. You earn more money holding it on a shorter debt term. The 2-year yield is higher than the 10-year yield. So that means what? That US dollars, whenever they're being worked, whether it's to go and buy Bitcoin or buy euro, they're instantly taking it out when they realize a return. We've got too many things transitioning and changing in the financial world. Investors don't want to lock up capital for too long. Now, going to my point about it might not be over. The reduction in the amount of bids that are appearing inside of these areas. Now, when I say bids for anybody new, it means that the buying behavior, okay? Because I'm seeing only small amount of orders being placed, that tells me that this is being prepared for a bigger move lower. So you've got to see it like this, okay? As I explained this morning. Imagine you have yourself $100 million, and here's your $100 million pot, right? Imagine you split that up into $25 million orders, okay? So you're splitting it all up into little orders, increments. This is what you would call child orders. When we talk about the market maker and how orders are processed, there's two types of orders. There's the parent order and then there's the child order, okay? These are your child orders, the smaller orders that make up the sum of the big order, okay? Now, when I go back into the bids and the offers, I can see myself that there could be a potential for smaller orders being processed, which is a part of a bigger order. Now, if we go over here and we're going to have a look at the large limit orders, where is our scope on the big players stepping in, okay? Because everyone now on X is talking about going long right now. But the bids and the offers are kind of giving me a different view. Historically, on the bids, when we see a big fat order coming in, it usually sparks interest to send prices back up. Holders, check this out. Mark off these price points, okay? Here we go. Firstly, from 56,800, there is nothing to get excited about in terms of someone buying until we get to 55,677 when there's 9 million, okay? We go down a little bit more. We see at 55,232, there's 8 million. Go down again. You see another 8 million at 55,121. Go down even further. Nothing. Another 8 million at 54.7. Go down a bit more. Oh, we've got someone waking up. 16 million at 54,600. Cool. There's one. Again, 16.3 million at 54,400. There's two. Go down again, 54,300. At 16 million, there's three. Go down again, we've got one at 54,050. We've got 11 million. Go down a little bit more, another 16 million at 53,800. Go down a little bit more. Do we see any more bigger players? Now we got the big D coming in. Is this another attempt at the lows with 27 million bids? 27 million bids at the 53,200. Go down and we still see those fives and those sixes and those sevens. Keep on going lower. And where do we end up until we do see a bigger order? Well, we just had some change coming into play. Hold on a second. We're going into the 50s. Here we go. 50,800. You got 26 million right there. 50,800 at 26 million. So going back to the story of the child orders, it could be part of a bigger order, ladies and gentlemen. So everyone across the board right now is in the state of denial. Where is it? There it is. They're in a state of denial. They don't think Bitcoin can go down any lower. I'm not calling for Bitcoin to go down. I'm not saying I'll screw you, Bitcoin. That's it. I'm done with it. No, trying to relay an understanding of what's going on the bids and the offers. This is behavior. This is someone prepared to dump 26 million US dollars into Bitcoin at the 50,000 mark. So now we go into the chart itself and then we say, okay, what's going on with Bitcoin? Seems like it's deteriorating, going down. People are losing their brain. No, they're not. I mean, look at that. Still no vector candles, ladies and gentlemen, and we are itching towards the vector recovery. All of those price points I gave you, where are they? Smack bang in the vector candle recovery points. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Bitcoin breaks this area right here. We're going to have a very interesting shoe bag to the downside. Why? Because the move that they will go into this area will be an opportunity for the same guys who are selling their Bitcoin at this point, potentially try and step back in to buy it up. Go back into this point over here and look at all these orders that are coming into play, which we've been reading off. Naturally, are going to trigger people's reactions to think, oh my God, there's a discount. Let me start loading up on Bitcoin. Ain't no one with a brain thinking that Bitcoin at the premium of 57,000 is at a discount. Does that make sense? Now tell me, where in the chart have we used a chart? Is there a pattern? Now, some of you might say there could be an M formation right here. Happy days. Well, that M seems to be working out pretty well. But don't you add much more weight when you understand who's buying and who's selling? Now, when you sat at the coffee table with your friends and they say Bitcoin up or down, firstly, you give them a slap across the face and then explain this story to them. Because this is what it is. It's there, man. Look at it, man. You look at this point. You look at this chart over here, right? Hold on a second. Let me just put it into perspective, all right? We all see and make reference to these dudes that are getting liquidated left, right, and center. We use this to determine, maybe price is going to the upside or maybe price is going to the downside. Okay, we'll take this into consideration, but why ain't no one on X talking about the bids? It's there, it tells you a bid is a buy order. Crypto crashing my back. What's Bitcoin doing now? Let's go into EXO charts and look at how fast Bitcoin's moving. Oh my days. Oh my days. Where are we, ladies and gentlemen? Now, this is awesome. Oh, God. Oh, God. Here we go. Let me see on the bids. Look at these bids. Look at these bids. Look at these. 400. Did you see that? Here we go. 421. Look, it might be acting as a spoof, but the closer price gets towards it, it's going to be remaining. Keep an eye on the lows of this profile right here. Just keep an eye on it. Look at it. See that 468, 475, 468? That is a huge bid order, okay? And it keeps on coming into the market book, right? When it keeps doing that, we could only make the assumption that it could be a spoof because they are spoofing the order book, okay? They'll plant an order, get rid of it. Plant an order, get rid of it. That's an algorithm working. Ain't no dude going, No, he's not doing that. That is an algorithm. Shit I do on live. That's an algorithm doing that, okay? Every time price makes a move towards a specific price point, it triggers the order to try and get placed on the book. As price gets closer and closer towards that area, it will then give us more insight into understanding if that order is going to get filled or not, okay? So this is very important that you're watching the book, okay? Because now, where is Bitcoin? Where's all my champagne gang? Your champagne's cheap, okay? But it looks like people are happy with the cheap champagne. That's the issue we've got. They are happy with the cheap champagne. But let's have a look at where we are collectively on Bitcoin on a higher time frame on the bids and the offers. We'll look at the last 25-day chart. I think it might be the same. Here we go. Right. Oh, shoot. Oh, no. Don't tell me. Please give me a profile. Give me a profile. Give me a profile. Give me the profile. Oh, my days. Oh, my days. Oh, shoot. All right, ladies and gentlemen. I genuinely believe this thing's going to take a shoe bag. I really do. Let me explain. Right now, we are currently in value on Bitcoin. Okay, look how close we are to the value area low. It's not been created. So technically, we're in the middle of the dance floor right now, and we're dancing away, and we're happy with all the guys in the middle of the dance floor. You got whatever music is pumping, and you're holding 2 drinks. Okay, right now there's the empty bar over there, the value area low with the cheap wine, cheap champagne. Okay, so naturally, the guys who own the nightclub are going to be thinking, yo, man, we need to get some sales over there, man. We're going to need to get prices over there. We need to get people over there to start spending their money. The logic would suggest that we're looking for Bitcoin to try and come back down again to start tapping into the value area low where some bids are coming in. Look, 123 on the bid, 63, 46, 70. Okay, they keep adding, taking away, adding, taking away. And it's always going to be when Bitcoin reverses. Now for the day trader, that does not mean that you cannot exploit reversals from these points. But please take into consideration, I'm looking at the time, that all of this behavior right now, if we break it all down, the daily time frame, it's taking a beating, and the only next logical spot for them to go is down here at the 56,495. Man, it's going to be very interesting. And anyone that's buying Bitcoin in terms of DCA right now, remember, just watch last night's live stream, okay? Please watch last night's live stream. It's just going to help you understand the real story behind DCA. Unless you've got super deep pockets, all right, then okay, you can be buying at these points, but you're going to have to be accepting that Bitcoin could actually make its way back down even more, and it might not be over. What I'd need to see happening is a very, very fast move down. Another fast one will trigger it. Here we go. Look, we're going to start working the value area low. Are those bids coming in? That 400 is not there. Here we go. We're going to start working it. Here she is. Come on. 3. Come on. Tap the value area low. They're doing very well to hold it here, but the offers are just piling on. They're piling on. They're trying to hold this range out really well, and it's so close to this wick over here, man. They're piling it on, ladies and gentlemen. Unbelievable. What's this? Fiat Wars, mad love to you, bro. Tina, could you be filling the wick on the weekly for Bitcoin? Also, check out Brett. Give me a second then. The weekly wick on Bitcoin. Let's have a look at the weekly wick. There's the weekly wick. I tell you what, you don't want to be working out that weekly wick. You want to be looking at this vector candle range. This is a big problem for us. This is a huge problem for us. It would require a lot of reversals to come into play. And what I'd need to see happening on the bids and the offers over here is I would need to see the bids coming in so aggressively because they keep pulling, all right? You'll see that there's some consistency in the pull-in. You see that? You see that there? That little push down. That push down. Bids want it lower. They're bidding lower. They want prices lower, okay? They're going to try and sell a little bit up here, okay? But they're going to try and bid it lower. And then you will see it. You will then see the fast move that comes into play. Okay, let me just quickly pull up Bitcoin over here. Let me just move this over for you, just so you can help. So I can help you understand it. Here we go. This is the daily time frame. Remember what we said yesterday. Remember what we said about the drops, okay? Do we see it? Do we see it? We got 1.4K right there. And this is Bitcoin's daily price, okay? I'm not seeing it coming in. This is where I've got it reversed. So here are the sell orders, okay? But it's really the buying. That means there hasn't been that much aggressive selling just yet. Okay, some people might be of the impression that maybe, okay, it's now time to buy, which is what's leading this move back up again. But they're going to start filling this area here and then sweep. They're going to go down, and that would be the trap. And then we see a little bit of a recovery back up. Okay, but then they will progressively try and work their way even lower to try and recover that vector candle. The wick is where it's at. And that wick is on the weekly time frame right here, okay? So just be very mindful of that, ladies and gentlemen, all right? I'm just going to pull up the chart again. Gentleman wants me to go and have a look at Brett. Brett's doing some numbers, is it? Here we go. Let's have a look. I'll look at it on MEXC. Okay, Brett's coming back down on the weekly time frame, just going over onto the hour chart. Yeah, a lot of altcoins are going to be taking a bleed, and anyone that's on that logic of an altcoin season and what have you, I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon because of what's going on in terms of the narrative of the dollar and what's going on with cryptocurrency overall. You're probably going to be getting this bad boy a little bit more cheaper. And those of you that are trading on MEXC and you want to get rid of the KYC story, just head over to btcc.com. I've got the promotion link right there, 10% bonus for anyone that joins with that. You get extra bonuses of $10,000 per user, 100K maximum is the amount. Been going for 13 years, 225x leverage. So if you're in the US, you don't need KYC and nor do you need a VPN. So that's in the description of this live stream, ladies and gentlemen, for anyone that wants to get off MEXC. Okay. Now, quickly go back into BTC for a split second. Just want to see 5% down for the day. It's taking a bit of a shoe bag. Going to Ethereum. See, Ethereum is going down as well. It is bleeding out. That 3,000 is the next whole number on Ethereum. Well, ladies and gentlemen. Look where XRP is. You stupid. Solange on her way down. She's going to respect the vectors. I hope you guys paid yourselves on these pumps, man. God. Vector candle down here at the 127 mark. Euro is going to probably continue with its move, so that's going to be all good with Euro. Bitcoin, yeah, violet vector candle. Okay, we're on to something here. Bitcoin on the violet vector candle, range weekly low could be in sight, ladies and gentlemen. Not really seeing any activity coming into play. If I see this 1.4K range get interest, which currently sits at... That price point sits at the 57,000 zone, funnily enough, whole and half number. So 57,000, I want to see some more transactions at that point, okay? But I'm not really seeing any activity yet, which could tell me that they could be working a little bit lower. Look at this side here. This side here would be consistent with how you would read it on a normal setting as buyers, but the buyers are on the other side, but they see it as the sellers, okay? Not really seeing much activity happening here. So the offers are not coming into play. They don't want to sell yet. That means they might want it lower. Might be in time for a little bit more of a discount on BTC, okay? Go back into it all. Go into the profile. Have a look at where Bitcoin is in that regard. So look, it seems to be struggling at this point, and it's not able to sustain it. You've got yet another 22 minutes until it actually happens, where we're going to see the proof of the vector candle coming into play on Bitcoin, all right? Because usually we'll see a little bit of a recovery, all right? But is this the point? It's going to be debatable. They haven't achieved the range daily value area low just yet, so we just got to be very patient with this. People are all coming into crypto right now and saying, yeah, buy. And I feel bad for them because they're probably going to end up paying way more than they need to, you know? And even if Bitcoin does make its way back up, until Bitcoin clears the Asian session midpoint right there, there's nothing to get excited about because they can simply reverse from that point again. But the narrative is it's marking lower, so why would you be wanting to buy more of it now when the potential of it to come down is even higher? I work in probabilities. And again, comments, let me know in the video of this live stream, those of you who are watching it back. Comment, you tell me if it's valid what I'm saying here, all right? I'll stand to be corrected. I'll stand up and say, yeah, okay, I'm right or I'm wrong, all right? But I'm putting logic to what we know about Bitcoin, all right? Park the idea of the future of Bitcoin. We're talking about Bitcoin now. I'm not interested in what I think it's going to be in the next 10 years. Well, let's jump forward 10 years. We'll have a conversation. I need to know about it now, brother. That's what is important for me. And right now, it's taking a shoe bag. And that's what I've got to focus on. So the DCA guys are like, I'm getting Bitcoin. I'm getting in. You might be able to get it a bit cheaper, so just wait. And then with my trading, I always say, right, is now the time to get in? You tell you what, I'm going to wait. Let me assume that I've made an entry right now, and then I reevaluate that entry and say, had I did go in now, then I could have got in cheaper. That's why I trade so many funded accounts, because I have various accounts that are ready to have positions opened at a specific time. If I'm wrong on one and I think I can actually recover myself by going long on a low on the other account and it comes back up again, I've made the money on that, close off, break even, done. Play that game. That's what my screens are like. I've got depth of markets all over my screens. I currently run three ultra wides, 49-inch ultra wide screens that I've got depth of markets galore. Okay, and then I have a little 32-inch screen for the hybrid system, and I just make reference to that. 2 minutes, go back, straight depth of market. I'm looking at orders. I want to know who's buying. I want to know who's selling. You start a business. What's the first thing you're going to do when you see $500 in your pack? What's that? Oh, we've had sales today. Well, what did they buy? Well, they bought loads of green jumpers. They bought loads of red jumpers, yellow jumpers. What did they buy more of? Green jumpers. What are we going to stock up on? Green jumpers. That's how we do it. That's where true supply and demand comes into play. Not your boxes and your lines. No. It's about interest. Who's buying, who's selling. And when you understand that when the buying happens, it's when prices are going down. And when the selling happens, it's when prices are going up. That's why I'm so cautious about this move with the NASDAQ to the upside. So cautious. Because it's selling. And retail's buying it. Never mind. Any other questions, ladies and gentlemen? Hey, listen, look, I've got a question here. It says, hey, look, I think a small first long position in Solana is a good idea for a short-term trade. David, fair play to you, bruv. That's someone that's prepared to make a choice and say, you know what? I'll get in long here. If I make anything, happy days. If not, I ain't breaking bank. You only improve yourself as a trader when you actually put yourself in trading positions. Okay? But you've got to pay yourselves. Take money off the table. And I don't like to do this, but I've got to show you, okay? I don't like to do it, but I'll show you. This is what paying yourself looks like. Now, just down to the bottom, I've shared all these anyway. These are on the live stream. So after a trading session, I share my results for the day, okay? These are my results. That was a good day, $13,700 on my funded accounts, all my funded accounts. Just look at the dates at the bottom. You might see a duplicate one. There you go. One there. 8K there. 5.5K there. 5.5K again. That's over a sum of trades. That's 98,000. That's over a sum of trades. But that one, just one trade, well, 4 trades, $34,000. That worked out to be a good 45K day. I was happy with that. 15K day, 17K day right there. And that was it. Just on those screenshots. That's what paying yourselves is about, ladies and gentlemen. That's called taking money off the table. That's called doing it consistently to stay in the game, being familiar with the idea of taking out of this game and not being these guys right here. What are you doing? What are you hoping for? Hope in your eye. In your inventory of trading, you've got the word hope. Sam, order a taxi. That's what you're getting. Sorry to be brutal, ladies and gentlemen, but I've lost way more money playing that sort of idea. Hope. I ain't doing that again. Never again. There's no time for hope in this game. No time for opinions. We want logic. We want a systemized way of thinking. And the only way we can do that when we focus on what we know. We know there's bids down there. Where's the offers? Do the offers tell you that they're buying? No. The offers tell you they're selling. Are they selling now? No. Doesn't look like it. And maybe I finish this live stream and then Bitcoin shoots up. It happens. What, it shoots up just for a little bit? Well, the only way we're going to understand that, ladies and gentlemen, is if we go into it all and have a look at what's going on in this profile. Look how close we are. Oh, look, seeing some activity coming in. Is that 400 down there? No, it's not down there. Seem to be stalling. We've got a new hour, 15-minute candle coming into play. We're going to see some momentum coming up. Whoop, there she goes. New 15-minute candle. Are the bids in? 110, 148, 136, 153, 94. They're adding to the bids. They're seeing that maybe it could be going low. I could get more of a discount on Bitcoin. New 15-minute candle coming into play. Come on. There's your volatility on the new candle. Here she goes. Do not turn into a red vector. Do not turn into a red vector candle, please. If it turns into a red vector candle, it might lead to a little bit more price action to the downside. Come on. Value area low, 56,760. This is where value's going to come in, where the guys are going to pay cheap. Cheap on the champagne. Bids are probably picking up in here. Look, bids are coming in. 143. They're adding to it. Come on. Look how slow this thing is. How long is this minute? There we go. 15-minute candle. Here she goes. See? At the turn of a 15-minute candle, look what happened. Quickly come back up. When you see this behavior, look at the profile, look at the bids. Look, 342, 182. Someone's there. So this is where you're saying, if someone's there. 286, someone wants to quickly sell in that book. 284, 293. That was a big order that came in. I don't know I think it just got filled. It just got filled. There she goes. There she goes. Value area low. Come on. Interest, look at how the difference is when you're trading at the lowest point of the day. Look at the differences in price movement compared to when it's just trading in a middle point of a range. Look at the differences. See the activity, right? For day traders, this is what you look for. And as a scalper myself, that's what I look for. I look for those bounces in the NASDAQ and the S&P. And then momentum usually comes into play. But cryptocurrency is a little bit different, okay? Now look what we got. Violet vector candles, assuming that it doesn't change into a red vector candle at the end of the hour, then we're good because we can see a little bit of stalling happening here. Look at that. You see that again. Comes up, comes down. Someone's there selling. Someone is there selling. And when you'll recognize that when you focus on the frequency of the offers that keep adjusting. Look at how their order, the histogram is changing, okay? You'll notice when they plant a big order, the histogram looks like it's disappeared. Just let's see, hopefully they can do it. Keep an eye out on the histogram right here. When you see the histogram not showing an even amount of orders and a big order comes in, you'll see it all disappear and that order takes priority. Then we're going to wait for it to get filled, okay? I'm hoping that they do it. I really do hope they do it. Come on. Just so you can see what what I look for when I'm trading. And if we do see that big order coming in, that's a big offer coming in. That means the pressure is on the bids because those guys, the guys at the offers are like, hey, we've got these orders here. And the guys on the bids are like, sell to me, sell to me. I'm happy. I'll take it. I'll take it. That's how they see it, right? Oh, it's starting to come back up now. Not ideal. I want to wait for that point where a big order comes in so you can see it. So you can see, just keep an eye on this area. Notice how you got these offers here, right? When a big order comes in, they will all, not all disappear, but the book will shrink to prioritize that order. And it will say that's a big order coming in. I really do hope I'm going to stay until I see it. There will be an order that comes in like that because of the area that we're in. Oh, there we go. Look, there, 211 right there on the bids. See that? See how all the rest of the order itself is minimal? And then you've got that order right there. Happy days, okay? So it looks like this area could be an area that they could try and reverse from. They haven't taken the value area low just yet. So however long they spend marking price back up, I'm glad hopefully it doesn't turn into a red vector candle. But for those guys who are looking at stopping volume candles, this is one that could be developing. But if it goes down again, then it won't be deemed as a stopping volume candle and the candlestick will be full, okay? Doesn't mean that you want to be buying now and holding for the rest of your life kind of thing, okay? This is just to get you to understand the relationship on the bids and the offers, all right? How they can change, how it can automatically change. 1 minute we want it to go lower, next minute it's getting ready to come back up, but look at the area we're in. We are in an area where the discount is being engaged in principle for the day, but for the 25-day, they couldn't quite make it towards that point. So that could be consistent with support for the time being, okay? But we've got a new 1 hour candle coming into play. And if they do this behavior right here with the green vector wick, and then they come back into it again, that is likely what's going to happen with this candlestick. So if you are capitalizing on these sort of plays, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you're taking something off the table, man. Take it off. What are you here to prove? What, you held Bitcoin from 67,000 and it's now at 15 grand. You know, where's the glory in that? There is no glory. None. The industry is brutal. People get scammed left, right, and center, man. If you can make money in this game, you got profits in the charts, take it, or you're going to be like these guys over here. Let's have a look at it. The realization of it all. All right? That's who you're trading with. That's whose money you're taking. Remember that. One man's fun is another's hell. That's the truth about this game. It's zero sum. Simple as. Simple as. Take it off. Jason. Casper. Take what off, brother? Yo, mad love to you, Jay, man. If anybody hasn't subscribed to Jason Casper, you're mad. Mad love to you, bro. Let me show you the pecs, bro. Nah, man. Jace, bro. Nah, man. Look what you got me going through now. People asking to see it, man. Oh. Pull it. The indicator. Nah. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen. Are we all on the same page, though? Mad love, Jason, bro. You didn't have to do that, bro. Tino, can we make a correlation between bonds going up with dollar going up and NASDAQ going up, or they statistically drop whenever bonds go up? Can you show us an example? I'll explain it to you now. When the bonds go, there's two types of auction places that happen in the marketplace, right? Let me just pull this up just for the guys that might want to make reference to it, okay? There are two types of auction that appear in the stock market, well, not in the stock market, but overall, all right? And those auctions are the auction demand for low risk and the auction demand for high risk. NASDAQ, S&P, high risk. Bonds, low risk. Usually when you see the yields go down and the bonds go up, that means investors are favoring low risk and they want some fixed income security, which they will turn to the US bonds. What bonds they go to is going to be a deciding factor. If they're going to be going into the 2-year or the 10-year, right? Now, ideally, you want to see them going into the 10-year because they believe that things are going to be lasting for a long time and that everything's looking promising. They're going to be holding out the US government bond for a longer time. That means the government can use their money and put it to work. Yeah? Then you've got the high risk novelty of it. So if the bonds are going up and the stock market's going up, it means that there's a happy space all around. They want high risk and they want low risk. But when you see the stock market going down and the bonds are going up, but not as aggressively, then that means investors are going into certain positions such as cash, dollar dominance going up, euro going down, Bitcoin going down, and then the bonds will then trickle behind because people don't want too much risk, but they're happy to take a little bit of low risk, but they're primarily involved in cash positions. Now, when you can distinguish that on a normal trading day, it kind of works in your favor because the bonds market moves very, very slow and has a lot of liquidity that is needed to move it. That's why you'll see the NASDAQ and the S&P always moving beforehand, right? But when you consider the macros coming into play itself, that's when you'll say to yourself, okay, what have we got macroeconomically speaking? New election, all right, new president. You got the world itself doing elections. You got France, you got the UK. So now there's going to be a change in policies on how money is going to be distributed amongst all these powers, okay? So is it going to be now, hold on a second, is the dollar going to be doing all right? I'll tell you what, who's in charge of France right now? Right, she looks like she's going to be calling the shots really well. We'll see how she's going to be doing under her policy. Then we'll look at the UK's policy, and then we'll look at the Germany's policy, and then we'll look at who else's policy, and then we'll say to ourselves, okay, is it now favorable to be buying dollars or is it favorable to be buying euros? Right now, French stocks. Now, in order to go into French stocks, what do you need? Euros. So that could mean that we might see a little bit of movement to the upside on the euro. But then we've got non-farm payrolls tomorrow. And if they come out suggesting that the employment market is still thriving, well, chow, rate cut. Chow, rate cut. It's done. Fed needs more information. And if the Fed keeps on seeing that the labor market is still doing well and it's driving season coming up, oil prices are going up, investors are going to then think, hold on a second, oil is going up. If oil's going up, that means the price of goods and services is naturally going to increase because the cost of getting those products around the US and around the world is going up. That's pretty much the root of how money moves, in my opinion. I might be wrong. Comment. Anyone that works with bonds, anyone that's in the game of bonds, let me know. Tell me, guide me, let me know. I'm only going by what I read every single day. I read news anchors, journals, business journals, guys, players in the bonds markets, and I'm always trying to work out what's the spin on it all. And it all depends on one thing: who's prepared to buy and who's prepared to sell. You can do a big song and dance about Bitcoin and your rainbows and your whales and your miners, all right? At the end of the day, it's who is prepared to buy and sell Bitcoin. And right now, I see people buying Bitcoin, but when it's going down. The people that are selling it right now, well, those are the weak hands. Those are the guys who ain't taking profit. And they're all up there. Well, it says it here. Apparently, we are in a state of denial. And that's where we are, ladies and gentlemen. Happy 4th of July, ladies and gents. Go and enjoy yourselves. Be sure to like and subscribe on the way out if you've enjoyed today's flavor, and check out tradersreality.com if you want those platinum setups. Other than that, gang, I'll be catching up with you all later. Mad love. Peace. Stop bloody blinking, man.